Hello, day 6 and 7 of the Three Rivers Challenge. I just got back from my garden and picked a whole bunch of lettuce. We grow romaine and tom thumb and a salad mix and oak leaf. Not really sure what all's in there, but I know that it is all delicious. I'm going to make let's see where they are. Oh dear, where are they? I put them here somewhere. Okay, pause. I had put them in the microwave to thaw out. So, here are chanterelle mushrooms. I foraged them out of the forest with my friend Paula. And I'm going to make a kind of like a chanterelle Alfredo with some pasta and eat a big salad tonight. Yesterday, we just ate leftovers. I had some chicken in the freezer and I fried the chicken and we ate it with some leftover peas and collards and okra that I had fixed the other night. The biggest thing that you have to do with mushrooms is let them sweat all the water. They will go from this state to a very wet state, and then they will absorb all the liquid back into themselves that they can, and the rest will evaporate off. Then you can start your recipe. All I did to put these in the freezer was go out and pick them, bring them home, rinse them off, and sweat them in the pan just like I just said. And then I put them into the freezer. I think I have 8 or 10 bags of these. And they're already chopped, and as they defrost, I'll break them up a little bit. And then I'll set them to the side and make the sauce and put it all back together. The mushrooms are starting to soak up the liquid again. They've all come apart into smaller pieces. I haven't cooked anything with these chanterelles, so you and I are going to see how it turns out together. My friend who went with me to pick them, she cooks them all the time, and she uses a recipe something like this, so we're just going to do the best we can. As I've mentioned, I'm growing garlic, and it's looking really good. I went up to the greenhouse tonight, and when I picked those greens, my garlic is about 1.5 feet high, like the garlic stems or whatever they're called. That's on the elephant garlic, and so that should be fun to see how that turns out, but I really think it takes like 9 months. I'm going to put a little garlic in there. I'm going to get my salt shaker that I dropped in the water that I'm still trying to use the salt out of. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I haven't taped the top shut on my pepper shaker yet. So we're going to use the pepper grinder so we don't end up with 1/2 cup of pepper in our mushrooms. Mushrooms tend to soak up whatever flavor you put in them. So right now I've just got garlic, salt, and pepper. I'm a big fan of flavoring every layer of the dish. So we're going to let those soak up the last of the water, soak up the garlic, the salt, and the pepper, and I honestly think that I will put a little rosemary, just a little so it doesn't end up tasting like medicine, and I'm going to put some Italian seasoning. I really like rosemary. I don't get to eat it much because my husband doesn't like it, but he doesn't like mushrooms either, so, and he's not here tonight. He's at an Upward basketball game, so I can make it any way I want it. I don't have to listen to the, does this have rosemary in it? Alright, we're going to take that off the heat in just a minute. Span these off onto a paper plate. I use paper plates because I don't like to clean. in that same pan, I'm just going to put some butter, half a stick, and turn it down on low. Put a little more garlic in there, probably about a tablespoon. When the butter melts, I'm going to add a little flour. It's usually equal parts butter and flour, but I don't want mine that thick, so rather than 4 tablespoons, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to cook that until the flour doesn't taste like flour anymore. It's what you call a roux. A very blonde roux. I guess some people might call it a bechamel. Mine's not going to be blonde because I cooked my mushrooms in it first. If I were to add the mushrooms last, all of the mushroom water would come out and chemically react with the fat mixture, and I would never get it to the consistency that I wanted. So that's why I cooked them first. But now I'm getting to scrape up all the good brown mushroom bits from the pan. I have a treasure here. The man milks his cows and pours the milk out on the ground. So now he gives the milk to me, and I am so blessed. In fact, I have 3 more gallons outside, and I have some more coming Tuesday. I'm going to switch this out for a whisk. And so later on tonight, or tomorrow, I may make some cheese. I've done it before. Now that I have some good raw milk to experiment with, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to bring this back up to a boil and keep adding milk until it's the consistency that I want it. If you want to stop here, you add some salt and pepper, you put your mushrooms back in, you've got cream of mushroom soup. But I don't want to stop here. I have a tiny bit of cream cheese left in the refrigerator, and then I have this grated Parmesan, which is not the greatest, but that's what oh no, wait, I think I have something better. Hold on. Ta-da! We'll put this Parmesan cheese in instead. It's not fresh grated, but it's better than that stuff that's in the can. Now, this is going to become a mushroom Alfredo. I have just a few little spaghetti noodles from the other night when we made, or actually I made a spaghetti for a friend of mine who's not feeling well. I used everything out of my pantry. I used my home canned spaghetti sauce from this summer, and she said it was delicious, but I did have some noodles left over, so I'm going to make this, and then I'm going to toss those noodles in, and we're going to eat it with that big salad from the garden. Here's my leftover spaghetti. While I'm mixing that in, I'll tell you about my chickens. They keep escaping, and so I have them locked in their house right now. Number 1, so that I don't have to clean poop off of my porch. Number 2, so that I can find their eggs. But I think that my turkeys are eating the eggs, so I got something. I bought these wooden eggs off of Amazon, and I'm going to put them in the laying boxes, so when the turkey pecks it, it will not yield anything delicious to eat. Also, so the hens will know where to lay the eggs, and we'll see if that works. If not, I'm going to have to separate the hens one by one and see who is eating eggs and take them to the chicken auction, which is a show in itself, let me tell you. We'll do that sometime. All right, I'm going to put those mushrooms in. Get it all twisted up and ready to eat. Looks delicious. All right, there we go. Like, share, subscribe here on this day 7 of the 3 Rivers Challenge.